let's talk about this Jay-Z question. It was a viral question that went around, I want to say the last few years or at least the last year. Would you rather have 500K, 500,000 in hand cash, another cash question, or to have lunch or dinner with Jay-Z? Now, Jay-Z was interviewed in this past week. Was it Robin Roberts that interviewed? Someone interviewed him.
Yeah.
But asked him that question, like, this is going around, what would you do? And his answer was simple: take the money. Like, you don't need lunch with Jay-Z. And I like what he said too, because, and I read his book when he put it out, and I've always liked him. I liked how he's evolved through music. He's definitely changed. Obviously, in the beginning, the different parts of his life are what he talks about, but towards the end, and his stance, with his help with the NFL, his stance politically, or even going towards different charities now. I mean, he doesn't forget where he came from, and he's just very generous towards those right now. And I appreciate that. Some people just take the money and run. But he basically said, you take the money, you pay $12 and you buy the album and listen to the album, and everything you need to know that Jay-Z would tell you in person is on the album. And it makes so much sense.
I get that. I'm trying to get me in a room with Jay-Z right now and we could change the world. So I'm not taking the money. Like, think about we had a Zoom call during COVID with A-Rod, and it literally changed our lives. So I'm not taking the money. Here's the problem with the world right now. Like, the fact is, I grew up with Black culture. Like, 6 of my 7 biggest heroes were Black men. Like, right? And now I see a digression where the world's more divided. There's less heroes in all cultures that are blended together. And I would like to try to fix that. I mean, that is our version of the best poet you could ever meet in the world. That is our version of the best artist you could ever meet in the world. And I want to meet Jay-Z. And if it meant that I wouldn't get 500K, so be it. I'll figure out a way to make money, that amount of money. And this is the same guy who just said he'd take a free cheeseburger for not to meet his soulmate. But I guess Jay-Z's my soulmate because that's who I want to meet. So yeah, talk about
Jesus, what a complete 180 there.
Nah, dude, I would do anything to have a legitimate on-air, off-the-air conversation with Jay-Z.
I would love to talk to him. I'm not doubting that. But $500,000. You know what I mean? Like, I would take that money and then hope to get to talk to him one day. But I mean, the guy's he's very humble. And I think that's the reason he answered the question how he did. He's not going to know. Like, how would you feel about him if he was like, oh, no, you definitely take lunch with me? Unless he was I can change your life, take lunch. You know what I mean? But no, he's
not even about
he's very polite. He's very humble, but I don't know, man. Money is money. I think about I'd be mortgage free. Dude, if I could live mortgage free, that's great. Before I'm, 70 years old, that'd be great. That'd be wonderful. It's not gonna happen, but it'd be great. Let's all right. We don't have much time. Let's get into some sports, back into some sports. Pat McAfee was on College Game Day, almost shedding a tear because a survey went out with whether or not, basically saying that College Game Day fans hate Pat McAfee, which is weird because the viewership on ESPN is insane every Saturday
and it's all
for College
Pat
Game Day.
McAfee. Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it is. But I mean, the world is full of surveys now. So, hey, do you like Pat McAfee? Do you not? So basically, of the College Game Day fans, only 30.1% actually like and support Pat McAfee. There's 48% that vote that they didn't like him. And then there's 21% that said they have no opinion, which, whatever. What's even weirder is he addressed it on College Game Day and basically left it open-ended of like, I don't know if I'm going to come back. It's just like, why? Like, I say this to you all the time when we talk in our personal lives. If someone like gets under your skin and you want to address it, I'm like, why even address it? Like, who cares? Just let it be.
Yeah. Let it be.
But if that's like his whole like you really, Pat, you needed to address that on College Game Day where you already know that majority of the people don't like you and don't care what you have to say. Like, come on, what are we
Well,
even doing here?
here's the facts, right? We talked about Mad Dog earlier. Mike Francesa. People love to hate watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably why his ratings are so long. It's not the love obsession for Pat McAfee. It's like, oh, this guy again. Like annoying people and people that eventually get to that stratosphere tend to have a lot of haters that tend to watch. So he's in that element now. He's in that Mad Dog Russo type thing where he's much must see TV, but he's annoying, and
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't know. I love him in WWE. I don't really watch anything else outside of that, but when he's not there, I'm like, man, I wish Pat would come back.
Yeah, he's just to me, he just whines too much. He's a great football mind. I mean, he even came out this week that he was upset because FanDuel used Gronkowski in a commercial kicking a field goal and they didn't ask Pat McAfee. Like, he's just, I understand if you're this big of a, sports celebrity, you have to have an ego, but like, come on, Pat. You're going to get mad because someone decided to go with Gronkowski. Half the kids that watch the game don't even know who you are or where you played. Like, they don't even know what position you played. They know who Rob Gronkowski is. Like, FanDuel's in the business to make money and to get more viewership or more people playing that just newly turned 21. So you really think that people are going to choose you over Gronkowski? Like, come on, Peter Pan. What are we even
Man.
doing here?
Speaking of people that Rob picks over himself, Rob Gronkowski picked Travis Kelce over himself as the best tight end ever.
Yeah, I saw that. So he was asked who he thought the best tight end. And this is another Jay-Z situation, right? Like, he's not going to say me. He's not that type of guy. He's not built like that, but it has to be him, right? There's
Yeah, Gronk
nobody
was
better than
ridiculous.
Gronkowski. It's
Yeah,
just
dude, we were
unreal.
drafting him for decades in
Yeah.
fantasy,
He would go
and
number one, number two overall, and that would be a good pick, not like a
e
suicide pick here.
no, even at towards the back nine of his career, 7, 8, you're still like, dude, I could get the legit best tight end, and we're fighting over him. So, yeah, I think it's Gronk all around. I think Travis is now that new version.
Yeah.
You see that stat that he shared on his show about like he's 99 plus yards when Taylor Swift is there, and then
Yeah.
when he's left to his own devices, meaning his mother and his loved family, it's 44 yards,
You
and it's
know,
just
but and those guys aren't dumb, right? The Kelsey brothers, like, they know that they're gonna have to talk about, as much as everybody's saying get back to football, they're still gonna talk about Taylor. The NFL's still
yeah.
gonna show Taylor. Like, they know what sells, and they're just gonna keep pushing it as much as he's gonna be like, I want my privacy and I don't want to harp on it. They're gonna keep doing it because they probably have millions of new viewership that's not going anywhere as long as the two of them are still dating.
Also, Travis is going on a little bit of a test drive. I don't know if you saw this, but he's going to join the Eagles Christmas album with his brother to sing on it. And I'm like, yo, you are definitely checking out to see if these little vocals could maybe do something with Tay Tay somewhere down the line.
I didn't even think of that. I was more
Yeah.
surprised that the Eagles have a Christmas album.
It was last year. It was great. And Kelsey killed it on it. So now that his
You
brother's
listen
joining
to
him,
it?
I was forced to. Like, I work in Philadelphia. Like, are you serious?
Dude, I had
But
no idea that teams even do
no,
that.
Jason Kelce could belt one, man. He's got a voice, dude. It's legit.
That's the
But
last thing I
so
want. I don't want
so
any musical collaboration. Not that I would even listen to it. I just
Travis and Taylor, like the duets, like I don't know, man. I think if it happens, and I told you Jeter was gonna join Fox,
mhm.
and I told you that. And he told me I was crazy. Jeter's not that kind of guy, Mike. Jeter's not that guy. And he was that guy. And also, I feel like one, him refusing to wear the Cowboys hat in Texas, spot on as a New Yorker. That's awesome. But A Rod, of
Mhm.
course, put it right on. Like, so it just shows the difference between a real New Yorker and
Yeah,
Allen.
that
A Rod's,
guy.
yeah, He even said, "I'm a Dominican cowboy," so he threw it right on. So shout out to A-Rod for that.